Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. Today, we're going to talk about the Love is Blind Season 9 reunion. You didn't miss much. If you kept up with all the interviews that everybody did already, you didn't miss much from this reunion. But I'm going to get into it anyway. All right, we're going to tell you about what you missed anyway. Shows opened up with, with Nick Lachey, Vanessa Lachey. You had Miles Smith singing. Everybody came in, coming down while Miles was singing. It looked, some of the dresses, some of the suits, some of the things, people look good. They look good, right? First up, with the first segment they talked about Megan and Jordan, right? They talked about how Megan and Jordan ended their relationship, and they ended because of their lifestyles. All right, their lifestyles were way too different. She was scared about marrying someone she hadn't that she had to wait to reach their full potential, right? She didn't want to wait for Jordan. She let her friends and everyone else influence her mindset and influence who she was. It didn't work out, right? They separated. Then they go on to talk about how Jordan is a devoted dad, right? How he has a great how he's a devoted dad, how he loves his son Luca. They talked about Luca a lot. They even even talked about Jordan in his comment that he made, right? After the whole thing was over, where he said, I regretted introducing Megan, that he regretted introducing Megan to his son Luca, right? He clarified this, right? He said it was purely out of concern for Luca's need for stability, right? Yeah, it had nothing to do with Megan, who he also called Megan a amazing person, right? I get it. You don't want to keep bringing women in and out of your son's life, and so it was out of stability. Had nothing to do with Megan. He called Megan an amazing person, right? I not want to say what the bombshell of the night was, or what you call it a bombshell. If you had been on social media, you knew they were going to address this, or you thought they were going to address this as well. But the bombshell of the night was Megan revealed that she is a new mom, right? Because the comment she made earlier, made at the end of episode 12, was, "I don't think I'll ever be a mom, and think I would be a good mom." Well, it didn't take her long, because she's a whole mother, right? She gave birth to a baby boy named Brooke, who's just two at the time of recording, was just 2.5 months old. She met the baby's father, Paul, who was also in attendance. Paul, through a mutual friend in July, right? A few months later, after filming wrapped up in April. She gave a timeline for those who wanted to know. Filming wrapped up in April. She met Paul in July. Shortly after that, she got pregnant, right? Which so she is married. She believes that she's marriage material still. Didn't say anything about them being married. They're just their partners. And she's being a good mom, right? She's being a good mom. She realized now that she can be a good mom, and she takes her hat off to Jordan for all the stuff that he did and what helped her out, right? Jordan did say that he knew the secret, all right? He reached out to Megan. He said somebody from Instagram DM'd him, or somebody from Instagram reached out to him. And so he called Megan, asked Megan, and he said the person from Instagram tried to stir up drama, right? And he called Megan, and Megan was very transparent to him about what was going on. And he said, she's not a disgusting person. He reached out to him, right? Jordan also addressed that he still eats the chicken, Crystal Light and chicken smoothie daily. All right. He took a moment to educate everyone on type 1 versus type 2 diabetes. He said him and Mike had a conversation about the comments that Mike made when they was in the pods. He said, so Mike understands. And Mike also gave a great donation, right, to the charity. I think it was for Life for a Child, or one of those charities for kids, for young people who have type 1 diabetes. So Mike made a great contribution there. He has no regrets. He wished Megan well. The only person that did know Megan's secret, no one on the cast knew that Megan was pregnant. She kept everything private. The one person that did know was Casey, right? Casey knew that Mike was pregnant. That Megan was pregnant. She knew that Megan was pregnant, and knew that she was having a baby. But Casey's tight-lipped. She kept everything on the hush, right? Baby shower, everything was quiet. She stayed out of the way. Some of the girls said, "Oh, I know. It looked like he was getting thicker. Now we understand why." That's Jordan and Megan. Then we went on to Casey and Patrick, right? Casey and Patrick both come out, and here we call it Ring Gate, right? The ring situation. Patrick was visibly hurt, right? Watching the clip of Casey with the producers, when she said when she decided to end this and when she decided to end it, y'all know, with the scene where she's like, "Nah, it's really about his look, his appearance, right?" And then she kept hugging him like they really didn't get into why you kept hugging him and kissing him, and you could see that the cast here was split. Jordan was sitting up there laughing, like, nah, what's going on? He's like, nah, I got ADHD. It was weird, right? Casey explained that she was trying to protect Patrick, protect him for what, right? Right? Protect him for what, right? She wasn't sure if she was physically attracted to him or it could grow over time, which is okay, right? Be honest, right? All she had to do is say, look, man, I like you. The pods were good, but you're not pleasing to my eyes, right? You're not the one I'm going to marry. I can't imagine waking up to you every day. Something of that nature to let the man down. But the real drama was over the ring. Patrick asked for the engagement ring back respectfully, which I thought was weird because if production paid for the ring, which is Netflix paid for it, Netflix purchased it, Netflix gave it to her, why do you want it back, right? Are you going to pawn it? Or are you going to give it to somebody else? Like, what's the point of you asking for the ring back that's not yours, right? If anything, I think Nick joked about it. Lachey joked about it. Like, hey, all right, production, one of y'all come out and get it, right? He said Casey initially told him that he was going to get it back when they got back to Denver. They were supposed to meet up with Denver. When they got back to Denver, they had phone conversation back and forth. She said she needed a break, but Patrick was still pushing. She's like, give me till at least Monday or Tuesday. But he didn't give it till Monday and Tuesday. He kept pushing, and she was just like, I'm done with it, right? This one led to a bizarre reunion moment, right? You know, they talked about free throws when she was in the when it was in the pods in a little basketball hoop. She was hitting free throws, right? They also came out CP3, right? Chris Paul, who plays for the Los Angeles Clippers. Casey and Patrick had a free throw shooting contest, right? Patrick missed. Casey made the first one. Anyway, it kept going on until eventually Casey won. Chris Paul had the idea, let's play for the ring. Okay, and in Casey accepted Patrick's apologies. Yeah, in the end, Casey won. And Patrick said, well, when we get back to Denver, I'll give you back the ring. What I did not like about this scene was that Patrick was begging her to give her an apology, telling her, oh, you need to apologize to me, and this is how you need to do it. Bro, get over it, right? If she's going to apologize, she's going to apologize. You're a grown man. Don't beg for no apology. Don't make this woman apologize for you. For what, right? If you're over it, it'll be over, right? Casey accepted Patrick's apology, and she finally did apologize. Right? She really was upset too that Patrick put a post on there saying she was the side chick because Patrick had another love. Anna, right, was his love, and in the pods, and because she left on date number 5, Casey felt like she was second fiddle, which I thought was weird too because Patrick was Casey's second choice as well. So like you understand the game. We on day 10 everybody have multiple people, right? Right. I mean, y'all, like, then he goes on and says, Patrick tells her, like, oh, keep the ring. It fits you way better. It fits me. Then what was the point of the ring issue or situation? What was the point of you? I don't get it whatsoever. Right. What was the point of the whole ring thing if you end up letting the kid get it, keep it? It is what it is. Right. Then we go on to Joe, Madison, and the Casey triangle, right? Joe, Madison, Casey triangle. Post pod, Madison and Casey, Joe, Madison, and Casey. Casey revealed that she and Joe, right, dated for about a month and a half after the show, right? But it just fizzled out because it just got too intense too quickly. All right. Madison confronted both of them, believing that Casey flirted with Joe, Joe at a group event, right, after the tux fitting. Gave him googly eyes and having 2 paws on Joe's chest, right? Influenced Joe to break off the engagement the next night. Joe strongly denied this claim, right? Claiming his emotional breakdown had nothing to do with Casey, right? Had nothing to do with Casey. That had everything to do with that he didn't want to marry Madison. Joe and Madison revealed that they shared one post-breakup meeting where they argued and they unexpectedly made out in her car. What? It caused Joe to start tearing up, and Joe explained that he struggles to cry in the emotional situation, and the feelings hit him later on, right? He didn't want to cry in that situation, but the feelings hit him later on. All in all, Madison and Joe's hurtful comments from the show about her body, calling it unacceptable. When he was in the pool, talking her body shaming, that he usually messed with somebody a little bit slimmer than that. Joe apologized, right? Stating that his comments were misinterpreted and only meant for reference, right? They both their past conversation about the type of women that he dated, not to put her down, Madison ultimately stated that she accepted what Joe's apology. She won't get any deeper into him. She's done with him, and it's over. It's done with, right? They're done with. It's what it is. It's over with, right? Then we see Calabia, and they go into Calabia and Edmond, and I'm not, like I said, the reunion was kind of boring, an hour and 30 minutes, hour and a half, stuff that we already knew, right? We had the KB and Edmond. We saw KB say, "I'm sorry," right? To a very emotional Edmond, right? Leaving her at the altar, leaving him at the altar, right? And the tension was still on the stage, right? KB reiterated her decision, right? Explaining that while she loved the man she met in the pods, the issue they face, like Edmond, the issue that they faced, like Edmond's emotional outburst and lack of accountability, made her realize that she couldn't marry him, right? And I realized here that they did a lot of stuff off scene, right? There's a lot of arguments, a lot of things that we didn't see between Edmond and Calabia, and maybe we did see it. Maybe they left him on the cutting room floor, but these two was toxic, right? They didn't need to be with each other. She was trying to save somebody. He didn't want. He wanted to be saved. They weren't going to work out. The arguments, the level of disagreements they had, what he was looking for, what she was looking for, it just didn't work out. All right. KB specifically mentioned that it was hard to move past his passive aggressive comments, right? The passive aggressive comments that he would make. He wasn't ever fully articulate with the way he says things to her, right? She said she wanted a manly man. And not saying that Edmond's not a manly man or a man, but she wanted an alpha, and he clearly wasn't an alpha because she did, and the way she talked to him and the way that she ran over him was not what's the word I'm looking for? Not acceptable, right? The conversation revisited the argument over their sex boundaries and Edmond's comments about KB's past. There was a lot online discussion about whether KB's behavior was verbal oppression, all right? Was she verbally abusive? The way that she talked to Edmond. I think she was rough, right? I wouldn't say verbally abusive. I think he avoided stuff conflict, and she was the aggressor, right? She was the one dominant. When she wanted to clap back, she wanted to make sure everything was where it was at. Edmond admitted he was hurt by seeing the focus more people diagnosing him, right, online. People died. He was hurt for the fact that he kept people said I had autism, right? Or they would diagnose him. He thought I had something. Due to his on-screen behavior. I think I'm not going to diagnose him. But anyway, clap back at, he was irritated, right? And so it was, in the end, they acknowledged the experience was difficult, but confirmed that they are still separated. They share a hug, seemed to be a final wrap-up. They share a hug, and he likes Calabia, and he still cares for her, but that relationship is over, right? That relationship is over. You didn't really miss anything on this reunion. It was just one to watch, right? Because you wanted to watch it. You thought you would get something different, but you didn't get anything different at all. I don't know. How would y'all feel about people doing interviews before the reunion is over, right? Don't you want them to wait till the reunion? Because in this season, a lot of stuff dropped while the show was going on, right? A lot of stuff dropped while the show was going on. And so you had people doing interviews and all that. Y'all let me know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, right? But you didn't really miss much. Go ahead and go to Netflix. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's everything that I mentioned. Oh, I forgot a couple. Sorry. Anton and Allie. Sorry. Finally, Anton and Allie, the couple that was engaged earlier, the couple that we thought was going to make it but didn't have an issue, right? They made it all the way to the altar. We know that Anton said, "I do," and Allie eventually said, "You know what? I can't be your wife," right? She felt the person she fell in love with at the pod was a different person, right? In real life, especially due to concerns about his drinking habits and his party lifestyle. Allie, real life, about his drinking lifestyle, and she like, hey, at the reunion, Allie mentioned that it was hard to connect with Anton's outside the pods, especially because she works night shift as a nurse. All right, and it was almost as if he just wasn't home himself, right? And it wasn't there. She worked night shift. They worked night shift. We saw them in the morning when they would meet up. They both was tired, right? However, Anton stated that he had that they had serious talks off camera and disagreed with the sentiment, right? Disagreed with her statements. The reunion disagreed with her statements. Excuse me. They also brought up Anton's past of going to strip clubs, which Allie never directly confronted him about on the show. If the man went to strip clubs before you, if the man went to strip clubs prior to meeting you and he stopped, what's the issue, right? What's the problem? All right. We also got a shocking post-show revelation. Ali shared that months after the show split, Anton confessed to her at a pool party that he didn't know what he would have done if she had said, "I do" at the altar. What you mean you don't know what she would have done? You would have married her. Y'all would have worked on this thing together. Y'all would have worked out, right? Anton, this is weird. Like I told you, Reunion wasn't great. And Anton he's in a relationship with a woman named Miranda, whom been dating for about a year. He pointed out in the audience, called her a great girl, very supportive, very understanding. Ali said she was very happy for Anton, but she did not reveal her current relationship status. But there's also rumors online that Anton and Madison may be going together, dating each other. Don't know how those rumors are, or if they're true or not. If somebody knows if they're true, let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section below. What was your excuse me? What was your thoughts on this reunion? Did you like it? Did you love it? Do you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Once again, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you miss any of our reviews. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a wrap on The Love is Blind Season 9. We'll see what happened in Season 10. Thanks for rocking with us. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. We appreciate you. Thank you, and have a great night.